podcast back after a 3-year hiatus.
Has it been 3 years?
May 26th. I just looked it up. 2021.
It was after COVID, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right after.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of in because I was taping at Third Wheel then, and we weren't supposed to be there, but they let us record.
They let us in the building.
Anyway, that's right.
Yeah, it's crazy. What's good to be
Chase
back
on the fucking Skype.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, now it's just me. Now it's just lonely old me.
Yeah, that's all right, dude. I love it. It's been fun to watch. I love the clips and the episodes are good.
Are you just saying that because you're on the air right now? Or
No.
Are you bullshitting me?
No, I would not. I could have very easily not said that. I didn't have to say that.
You're also not the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah, I was like, I don't need to say that.
I haven't heard many unwarranted compliments out of Josh.
Yeah,
Josh Nelson.
It's hard to get a compliment out of me. No, it's great. It's funny.
I know. You're all talked out. You guys just done wrapping your podcast.
I'm never talked up. I love podcasting.
Do you?
I do. I love it. It's
Okay.
great. Yeah, you don't know where it's going to go. You don't know how the conversation's going to go. I like it.
Yeah. Let's get since we just talked about how bad we are promoting. Let's right off the top. What's the name of the new podcast?
It's called Everybody's Got a Price. It's me and Jeff Dye, and we talk about how much money it would take to get you to do things.
Yeah. So Josh is a new best friend now. I'm fucking old hat.
Whatever. What? Jeff, he's got a million best friends.
I know.
It's fine.
He's everybody's best friend.
Yeah, he's like a chick. He's like, you're my bestie. He's like, you can't have 90 besties, dude. Whatever. That's what
he
it is.
He can and he will.
Yeah, no doubt. He does.
I love the name of it, though, because people, when I've said that to people, they're like, oh, no. It's like there's an amount of money to get most people to do anything. You'd be hard-pressed to find an individual who actually has values that can't be bought at a certain price.
Yeah, and then once you obviously ours is a lot of fun, but if you got somebody with a bunch of money and it's cash in your face, that price is going to get a lot lower. It's like
I've always said the same thing, Josh. Cash on the table. I remember one time when this is before I was even a comedian. I was still working in finance. I was working at a private equity firm in New York. The fucking Powerball's up to $500,000. And, office pools, we all pull in a bunch of money to buy a bunch of tickets. And you have a dream for 48 hours before it gets crushed and the numbers don't come out. We're all sitting around talking about, what we would do with the money, And I was like, oh, dude, for $500 million, I'd kill all you in this room.
Yeah.
And they go, bullshit.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, do you guys have any idea what $500 million? It would come in on pallets in a truck. If there were pallets of money here, I would easily kill everyone in the room.
Life-changing money, yeah. I mean, you'd be in jail. That's the hard part there.
Well, of course, yeah.
So
it's hard to spend it when you're in prison.
That money won't be worth anything, but yeah, I get it. I think one of the ones we did, it was kind of like how much to cut your hand off, and I was like,
which hand? Left, right? Any hand you want?
Yeah, any hand you want. And I was like, dude, for $20 million, I would do that.
$20 million, huh?
Yeah, it's life changing.
Would you
Everything
do it
else in your life is different.
Like meat cleaver yourself?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or surgically removed?
I'm trying to get it the least painful way.
Yeah. Surgically removed. You could surgically remove my hand for $20 million. My left hand? I don't need it.
Yeah, and then I'll get the claw or whatever. There's ways. But
instead of getting an artificial hand, you'd go with the old hook?
Yeah, whatever. Just a huge hand. You get the finger. The
foam finger?
The number one finger.
You get a permanent foam finger?
Yeah. You're at the
for that much money, you have options to change every day of the week.
Yeah, you go gadget hand, dude. You turn into a robot, but that's life-changing money. You're not going to do it.
You would never have to work again.
Yeah.
And that's what it really boils down to me. The most embarrassing or the most physically detrimental stuff, it's all right, do I never have to work again? Yeah. And how comfortable can I live? Right. And for $20 million, you're living real nice. Also, never work again. Yeah, I don't need my left hand.
Also, it depends on where you're at your life in your life. If you're not making as much money, or you're in your 20s, you're gonna do shit a lot cheaper than you are if you're our age.
That's a good point.
Now, all the stuff we'll do is pain stuff. I'm it's really high numbers because I don't want to do discomfort or pain. In my 20s, I would have done it all. I didn't care. You don't feel pain like you do when you get older.
Exactly. And as you get older, the number goes down across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because every year you work, it's one less year of this bullshit. Okay,
yeah.
I'll.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can go the other way too, for sure. Where you're I need money. I don't care. For sure. Yeah. 100%.
So if you had if you were a billionaire, what would be something that you would actually try to entice someone to do with the money? It's one thing to say everyone could be bought personally, but what would you try to would you ever try to an indecent proposal, I'll give some guy $1 million to bang his wife?
No.
What would be the most egregious thing you would do?
I would have more fun, get your friends to do stupid stuff, just to embarrass them in public. That would be my thing. Like, just be at a game and be like, dude, I'll give you 10 grand to just run on the court right now. Just stuff like that. Where it's like, it would just be like more mischievous shit. But also, like, you're kind of like, I got power here. I can still.
That's the problem when you have that kind of money and you can actually do things like that.
And not to be
where do you
evil
stop?
Person.
Yeah, where do you stop? Because I'd be like, hey, Josh, I'd give you 20 grand if you slap your mother in the face.
Yeah. And that's the evil part. And then you're like, oh no.
You're like, oh no, now I got to slap mom.
I got to do it. You're like, I don't think 20 is enough. But if you get to an amount, I don't know, maybe. Dude, but that would be fun to have your friends just do stupid shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude, that would be the fun part.
I feel like if someone offered me 20 grand to slap my mother in my face, my mother would slap me if I didn't take the money to slap her in the face.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's like, it's 20 grand. It's like,
do you think I'm a bitch, son?
Yeah.
Right, you think I'm a bitch?
The first time I've been slapped in the face.
My mom would slap me back. Probably hurt me more than I hurt her.
And you don't have to feel guilty.
Could you imagine that conversation? Hey, mom, I got to do this thing for like 20 grand. Can I slap you? She's like, I'll beat your ass.
I'll beat you senseless.
Right, never mind. Yeah, no.
It's even more embarrassing to get your ass kicked after that by your mother.
Oh god, that
45 years
cost
old.
Me a lot of pain in life.
Humiliation on the internet.
Yeah, so I don't know. I would have fun with it. I'd also buy the Padres if I had $1 billion.
Really, the Padres? You wouldn't get a better team or a bigger team?
I would love to. No, the Padres are like San Diego's only team. So that's like my team.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, with $1 billion, you could afford the Padres. With $1 billion, you cannot afford the Dodgers. Their payroll is above that.
They have they just gave Ohtani and Yamamoto $1 billion just for the next 10 years. So.
That's crazy. I thought that? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was about equity, but I know like Aaron Rodriguez, not Aaron Rodriguez. Alex Rodriguez, rather. Excuse me. He when he was signed his third $300 million contract. There was some talk of giving him like ownership of the team, and they said we can't do that.
I don't think the major league allows that.
Yeah, but they can defer the money.
Well, that's like a new thing, and nobody's ever deferred the $700 million that they just did. So that's different.
How much is he actually getting paid a year versus how much he's deferring?
Well, no, he's getting $2 million a year. He deferred $680 million, and he's only taking $20 million over the next 10 years. That's why everybody was kind of like really pissed off about it, because in turn, it took his contract from being like $70 million a year down to like $36 or $40 million. I don't know how that works, but that's in the numbers of the baseball numbers. But then he's only making $2 million.
That's crazy. Do you think that's going to start like a whole chain of guys doing this kind of shit?
I don't think it is, because a lot of the players, they don't want to defer their money. They're like, give me the money now. And I also think the players union will come out and be like, there's no way.
Yeah,
we're not going to do that.
I feel like that's going to be,
because it's not good for the players.
Yeah, it's kind of going to be like the old NFL and NBA rookie contracts when they were just fucking outrageous.
Yeah.
And then the league stepped and said, we can't.
Yeah, they go, what do we do?
This is not, everyone's going to start doing this shit. We can't have this.
Because here's the thing. It'll never happen with the Dodgers because they have like an $8 billion TV deal. But let's say the Dodgers were to go bankrupt in 7 years.
Yeah, your ass out. Yeah.
They would just never have to pay him that money.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's a kind of a scary thing too if you're Ohtani.
Yeah, you put a little bit
But
of
obviously it's the Dodgers. You know it's not going to happen. Somebody's going to buy the team. Yeah. But who's going to buy a team knowing, let's say you do go bankrupt and you have a $680 million
Yeah, you have a credit out there. You have to pay some assholes not even playing for the team anymore.
Yeah, so that's always the risk. Now, the Dodgers, it's not really a risk. But like a smaller team like the Pirates, they can't do some shit like that.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just like...
They deferred their contract 200 years to afford the player. Like,
exactly.
That player owns the Pirates.
Exactly.
That's how that works.
He'd be like, by the way, I own you guys now. Yeah. So, yeah, that was the thing I saw. Is like, if they go bankrupt, Ohtani would never see a cent. And that's pretty crazy.
I know. But he's a little weirdo. He doesn't care, right?
He makes $100 million on endorsements. So what do you care?
Man, it's crazy how much more money these athletes. I mean, just in the last 10 years.
He's an international guy. Like, gets the whole Asian market, which is, that's insane how much money's there.
Is baseball big in China?
In Japan, it's huge.
Japan? I don't know if China has a league. Korea has leagues. I'm sure it's big in China, but I don't know if they have a league.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I don't know.
Well, I know they're into the basketball thing. They own the NBA. Remember that?
Yeah,
a couple years back?
Yep.
Fucking Daryl Morey said one thing about China, and fucking LeBron James started apologizing in Mandarin.
Yeah, it was weird. That whole thing was weird. And that was like right when COVID was going down, so everything was already weird anyway.
Yeah.
They're like, don't say anything. You're like, all right, what are we doing?
I know. I wonder how much money they lost on that. But I mean, it's kind of crazy that you can pressure, because these guys, athletes, talk about how they're all now. All of them seem to want to be fucking community leaders on top of athletes, which I don't know why you would want to step into that, But LeBron James is out there talking about racial equality and all this other stuff, and then and he just completely turns the dime on China, which enslaves their labor essentially.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care about that.
Doesn't affect you.
Yeah, he wants his money. He wants his $70 million in endorsements from
Yeah,
China.
that, and also like that doesn't affect you directly like he thinks the other thing affects him, you know? So it's kind of hard. It's like it's like the whole slavery thing, you go, it's wrong. But then also when you go and you know like how your iPhone's being made, you're like, well,
yeah, I don't know those Chinese slaves.
So it's like it's weird.
I care only about American
It's
slaves.
a weird line of like what people care about and what they don't. Where you're like, that's really wrong. Also, we shouldn't be doing that.
Oh yeah, but I've freely admitted to that. The closer it is to me, the more I care. If I've said it on this podcast a few months back, if China slid off the face of the earth tomorrow morning, I wouldn't care about the 1.2 billion people because I don't know them.
You don't know.
I don't give a shit. You know, if fucking if everything south of
I mean, you
the
would care a
101
little bit, but you wouldn't care.
Well,
as much
I would care
as,
because the cost of goods would go up because they're not making cheap T-shirts anymore. But but if you tell me like oh shit, man, Florida sunk. Like what? I like Florida. I go to Florida. Like I care about that.
100%.
Like
if you said 5 million people died,
which
there
5 million
or 5 million here, it'd be big. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
because it's right. It touches you more. Like you know.
I wonder if anyone's ever tried to do that.
It's just kind of like when like an earthquake happens in these third world countries.
Oh yeah,
like you care, but you're like you
That's
don't usually send money.
I move
but
right
if something
on,
happens in Oklahoma, you send money. You'll do a thing. Like it's just
there's multiple active genocides happening right now.
Yeah,
that you just don't hear about.
You just
throughout
don't hear
Africa and different parts of Asia.
We also can't care about everything.
That's a big part of my beef with the media now is that everyone's pretends to care about everything, and it's like I don't have the time.
It's exhausting.
You got to pick a handful of things, and that's it. 3-4 things, maybe 5 max. Everything else, it's like I can't be bothered. I have enough going on in my personal life, and then in my community, my personal life, my family, my community, my country, and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to worry about that problem over there.
And then you got to worry about climate control. You got to worry about equality. You got to worry about like the way like there's all this stuff. You're like I can't focus on all of it. I'm trying to make sure my family's fine. So
exactly.
It's like it's hard. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm over here pissed off about the new Roadhouse.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for showing me that, Mike. I mean, are you?
How do you remake just the best like classic meathead movie ever? I hate how they do these remakes, man. It's just like
going straight to Amazon, so it's telling.
Yeah, and that's
some stuff you got to leave. I agree with you, Mike. Some stuff just leave it the way it was.
It's so good.
Yeah,
it's a money grab. You're not. It's not. You're not. It's not going to be good. You're just trying to sell it on nostalgia.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And they're not going to be able to go the same route that they did with the original because of the way the world is now.
Yeah, you can't even.
Life moves on, and you can't. Like you couldn't fucking remake Old School, let alone Roadhouse. With the same script. There's no way.
PC, you can't do it.
No way. Yeah. No way you can do it.
Yeah,
Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't buy him as a Patrick Swayze. As
he's a good-looking dude.
Swayze.
What was Swayze's name in the movie again? Oh my God,
He's a good-looking dude. I mean, I haven't seen Roadhouse in forever.
But Roadhouse is one of those movies. If it's on and I'm flipping around, I'll watch 10 minutes. I'll watch the.
I'll watch it. I just haven't seen it forever.
Sam Elliott.
I would love to watch it again to see if it holds up.
Oh, it was terrible when it came out. It's terrible now, but it's a good movie. I mean, that's the thing.
John Dalton.
That's right, Dalton.
Okay.
It's a good movie for what it was. I mean, back then in the 80s, it was they just had action movies where the plot line was thin. The guy kicked some ass, fucked a few chicks, and that was the end of the movie.
The whole thing.
90 minutes long, 70, some of the movies were less than 90 minutes. Yeah, I mean, look at the runtime of Roadhouse. I bet it wasn't more than let's see. I bet it wasn't more than 100 minutes long.
It was an hour and 54, which puts.
Oh wow, that's long for back then.
Yeah,
that's almost 120.
And people loved every minute of it.
It was.
They were in it.
It was a good one.
But they also didn't have a billion things to do.
I know.
And they weren't on their phones every 5 seconds. They were just like, this is what we're doing tonight.
Yeah, we're going to see Roadhouse at the AMC theater.
What a nice way to do life. Like if you think about it.
Well, I'm very I always reminisce about when you'd leave your house back then, you were just gone until you came back.
Oh, yeah.
Messages piled up. No one everything waited until you returned. Now, we both took phone calls before this fucking podcast.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I left the house 30 minutes ago. I shouldn't have to answer a phone call
100%.
to return to my home.
Yeah.
Like all the hours that I'm gone, I should not be on the goddamn phone.
there was no way for people even to get a hold of you.
Oh, yeah.
They couldn't even, before beepers or pagers, they couldn't even get a hold of you. You had to go to a payphone and like call and try to get
Leave a
like,
message.
It was insane.
Answering machines.
Trying to ask the girl out, you got to call her family landline. Like what?
You used to,
Pray to God her parents didn't answer.
Oh, dude, I would have my older sister call and ask for the girl,
that's
and then put me on the phone.
That's a good move.
That's a plus of having an older sister.
That's a great. I didn't have that.
Bitch move. Bitch
It's a bitch move.
Yeah, it's a smart move though.
Yeah, I'm
It's a smart move.
trying to get a little, you know.
God, the anxiety of having to call Becky Warwick right before on a landline, like, and then her mom would answer, and you'd be like, "Can I talk to Becky?" Like, it was just terrifying, terrifying.
Was Becky the hot shit girl when you were in school?
In high school, she was one of them.
Have you seen her on Facebook lately? She held up.
Yeah, she's married. She's no, she thinks she just got divorced. She's pretty. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, because it's always scary to see that. Like you ever do that? Like Mikey, you look up your old high school crushes, and you're like, oh my God, they went to shit. Like, boy, did I dodge a bullet with that.
Yeah.
One. You know, like,
I think it's weirder the other way when it's a girl you didn't even like know existed in high school, and then they come back to like the reunion and they're hot as shit.
wow.
You're like, how did I not know about this one? What?
I had that happen to me in New York years ago. A girl who I barely knew in high school got hot, reached out to me while I was in New York, and we hooked up.
Did you remember her at all?
I didn't. She was telling me all these stories about how like she would like flirt with me. I'm like, I don't even remember.
Yeah, it's
I don't remember
crazy,
you
yeah.
as a person.
Yeah.
Let alone that interaction. She's like, you're always very sweet about it, but you weren't interested.
And then she
I'm like,
still
well, thank God
wanted-
I wasn't a monster.
Then she still wanted to meet up.
Yeah.
Of course. That's great.
Yeah. Never talk to me again. She got it out of her system.
Yeah, she's like, we're done. Now that I know what you're about, we're done.
It was totally something that she did with her therapist.
She's like, now that I know what you're about, dude, we're good.
yeah.
We're good, dude.
Yeah, that was.
She's like, you've changed since fourth grade.
She dodged a bullet. You're right.
That's all. You're way different. You're like, that was fourth grade.
Yeah,
of course I'm different. What do you mean? You thought I'd be the same nice person fucking 40 years ago? You're out of your mind. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, dude.
Did when you were in high school, were you like? I think we talked about this because you were an athlete then.
Yeah.
Were you the popular kid? Or were
I
you,
was
or
the
you
man in high school.
Were you?
Yeah. I played 3 sports. I was like one of the best athletes at the school.
Oh, so there was no black people there.
No, we had 2. Okay. We had 2. But no, I was like getting recruited for college for football, and so like it was athletic wise, and then when you're a good athlete, they all look up like all the girls. And then my mom also she was the cheer coach at the high school.
Oh.
So I was
had
like,
access to
I
all
was
that.
in on the friendship thing like that too. So high school was great, and I looked like fucking Zach Morris. Like I
did.
dude, I had
You
long
did.
blonde hair, surfer hair, like never surfed a day in my
Puka
life.
shell necklace, the whole
Yeah,
thing.
dude, I was dialed in. I think
dialed in.
I peaked in high school. I think I peaked. Like everyone's like, "How's your life?" I was like, "I think I fucking peaked at 18, dude." It sucks.
No,
Not
man,
fair.
why don't you just fucking get back in the
No,
gym?
things are great now. Trust me, but I'm just like.
No, I like being a slob.
Dude, I make a joke like, dude, if social media was around when I was in high school, I would have like 12 million followers. Like, I would be like, I would have, dude, I would have been like all these influencer kids. That's why I'm pissed.
At least you have some idea. At least you think you know when you peaked. I don't know if I have yet, and that's scary because if you don't know it's passed you by, then you're living in delusion. You know,
you're like, it's gonna be good
Yeah,
soon.
like- yeah,
it's
like-
coming.
yeah. I mean,
Just think all the college athletes that peaked in college before the NIL deals existed that
Oh
would have
my
been
God,
loaded,
yeah.
but then came out and was a dud in the NFL.
Yeah.
Or got drafted by the Carolina Panthers. And
yeah,
it's like, fuck.
or the New York Jets.
Yeah.
My Jets.
I bet you there's a lot of guys mad that they weren't paying kids in college.
Matt
especially-
Leinart, Reggie Bush. Those
Well,
they went
God
on-
knows how
kids.
much they took under the table.
But they went on and made it fat. Like, think about the guy who was just decent in college and didn't make any money, and he could have made money nowadays. You're just like, why was this stuff
Are
around?
they paying the just decent kids NIL
Well,
money?
Yeah, some guys make like
Even a guy like-
sometimes the whole line will make money and
Yeah,
like,
well, So they have a whole scam going on now. It's not even a scam. They're going to make it illegal. Where I forget what they call it, co-ops or something like that. But these big schools are having boosters.
Yeah, it's
pay
such a
into
mess.
a charity. This charity then exclusively gives money to recruits for them to show up at charity events, but they just grossly overpay them. Like, oh,
Yeah.
we're going to pay, Peyton Manning's son $50,000 to show up at a Boys and Girls Club event at the University of Texas, and all he does is just go to a dinner.
Yeah,
and they hand him
it's-
this money.
it's
But
a
but
mess.
it's a way to get them to sign their contract early. Like, hey, if you sign, we'll give you. We have all these charity events for you to go host at $50,000 a whack.
Yeah, the NIL system's a mess, man. It's like one guy got like $5 million as a high school, and he's gonna be a quarterback, and you're like, He doesn't. That's not.
Yeah. You know who would have made a lot of money with that kind of shit, man? Like the Tim Tebows and the Christian Leitners of the world. Like,
he would have made
all those guys. That,
billion,
Jersey
Tyler
sales,
Hansbrough, like all those guys who were fucking great in college, but you knew they weren't going to be quality pros.
The white hypes.
Yeah, exactly. The white hypes.
The Baker
the white hype
Mayfields.
paycheck.
Yeah.
I wonder how much they did make anyway.
Yeah, you'll never
Like
know.
you saw is it Jared? No, Manziel.
Johnny Manziel.
Johnny
Yeah.
Manziel. You see that documentary
Yeah,
where
yeah,
he
yeah.
talks about getting paid fat cash to.
he's making
so you know
15,
that was
20
going
grand.
on a lot.
Oh, for sure.
You know Tebow, they probably offered him. He's like, no, I won't take it.
Boy, he's so fucking weird. That guy's so creepy. You know, he used to go down to like the Dominican Republic and Haiti in his like off time.
And help?
And he
Build,
would like
like,
volunteer
missions and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but these missions they would like circumcise kids down there. So he was like building circumcision hospitals in Haiti. It's a weird
I
thing.
didn't know that.
Oh yeah, look it
Do you
up.
think he had any idea what he was building, or he's probably just doubting?
I think he did it the old-fashioned way, like the Orthodox Jews, and bit off the foreskin.
Yeah, of course. I feel like Tim Tebow's never done anything wrong.
There's got to be something. He's got something.
Tim Tebow seems like the guy. He's like, I'm not even going to speed.
Yeah.
like he doesn't even go.
Yeah, but guys like that, I feel it's like that old line from Training Day, Denzel Washington. You know, you got to have a little bit of dirt on you for anyone to trust you.
Yeah.
There's some vices that Tim Tebow has that none of us know about that he's keeping hidden, and when you hide your vice that hard, it must be really dark.
Yeah, maybe.
You know.
I'd like to think somebody's good. Like somebody's. Like,
I hope. Yeah, I hope.
like they didn't even have any dirt on him for that
he
Florida documentary they did, and they like
boring.
were talking about
Yeah.
everybody, and they're like, no, dude, the guy just came in, he worked out, he went home. Like, that's it.
Yeah, every player.
You're like, this is crazy.
And I like those documentaries now because now that's like years in the past. I remember watching one on the Fab Five in Michigan.
Yeah.
And Jalen Rose was talking about it. I was like, oh, yeah, we took all sorts of money.
Yeah.
Jalen Rose was talking, he was like, oh, man, after games, guys would hand me 10 grand.
Yeah, it was
like,
happening.
He was like giving numbers to it.
Plus, back then there was no way to trace it. There
Yeah,
wasn't
cash payment.
people looking at your electronic. There wasn't like video. There wasn't. That was a good time, but you could get away with all kinds of shit because they didn't have a ways to track it.
I know. Well, that's why I'm glad I went to college when I did it. Social media wasn't a thing yet, or else I'd have
I
been
know.
fucking...
Could you imagine them filming you just wasted at a party doing some of the blacked out dumb shit you did?
Oh my god. There's a question. Do you think you would have been Me Too'd if there was social media in your era?
I would not have, and I could say that with full confidence.
I feel like every guy says no.
No.
But every guy might not be sure.
I barely have sex, dude. You can't get Me Too'd if you don't have sex, dude. It's like I could say that with confidence, bro. I'm still like the dude who's like, "Are you sure you want to?" Like I'm such a pussy,
You're
dude.
asking for too much. For too much consent.
She's like, "Not anymore. This
Yeah,
is
right.
too like
this is not hot, dude.
You asked me, can we kiss 5 times? Go away. And I'm like, well, I just want to make sure. Like, I don't want to get canceled. I don't have anything to cancel.
I want to make sure you don't change your mind.
Yeah,
after we
no,
start.
I honestly could say for a fact I'm never worried about that coming out.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't either, and I think it's. And I've had this conversation with a female comic once. And I was like, yeah, I don't get how guys can do that kind of thing. She's like, well, yeah, you're not fucking insane, Randy. Like you're normal. You're crazy. You want the girl to be into it. I'm like, yeah, and then I kind of came around to the conclusion, like, oh, wait a minute. So in a weird way, her consent is just a stroke job to my ego. So really, the only reason I'm a good person is because my ego demands that you like me for me to enjoy it.
Yeah, but that's
Like
good.
if I wasn't so selfish, I'd be a worse person.
It's crazy though, like just how delusional some. I mean, trust me, some girls are also, but like dudes, like I'll read like DMs from some girls that guys will send, and you're just like, this is insane.
I know
that you would think that were like. Have you seen the girls post the messages where it's like, this dude sent me like 20 messages unanswered, and then at the end it was just like, fuck you, bitch. You're like,
yeah.
How has that worked? Because why do you think that would ever work? Like,
also, we all kind of know. Like, you know where you stand. Like, you know if you're talking to a girl and you're reaching.
yeah,
You know, like, we all know within 1.5 points where we are on the 10-point scale. And you don't, a 6 isn't going after 11s
Yeah.
and expecting results.
But also, could you imagine sending a DM being like, hey, I really think you're cute. Do you want to go get drinks? And then she doesn't answer and you do it again. And maybe the second time you'd get the hint. But then sometimes you like do it again. And then finally they answer. You're like, fuck you, bitch. You're like, well, that's insane.
Yeah, right. You fucking whore. It's like, whoa.
Like, that's insane.
Crazy
like,
reaction.
I would do it I would do it once and then maybe the second time just to be like, maybe you didn't get this. But I wouldn't even probably do it the second time.
I have the same rule. There is no third unanswered message.
Yeah, it's insane.
There is no third unanswered text message from me.
And then just the aggressive stuff, people like, it's just crazy. And dudes do it like all the time. Girls will read their shit out. Like they'll show the post. It's insane.
There must be some success rate though. Like
that's the one thing.
And that's the thing. Like it's the law of big numbers, right? I mean, like even if there's a 1 in a billion chance of something happening, you keep trying, and head's gonna hit. You know, like some point. You know, that number's going to get pulled.
It's got to be. They've had to have some kind of success on
Those dudes do exist because I had to manage social media for a buddy of mine who thought he was becoming famous, and I realized that he was one of those who would send 200 of the same messages to people, just to like every profile, like, what's up, you in LA, you in LA, you in LA, to just strangers.
Yeah,
like,
just stats, complete, like, just numbers, yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, you've seen the guy at the bar, and he can hit on every girl in there, and then it works, and he takes one of them home, and you're just like, I would go up to the first one, they would say no, and I'd be like, I think we should go home. Like, I don't.
The shame would drive you out of the bar.
I don't think any of them like me. Yeah. We got to get out of here. Like, it's just not my personality, but I've seen it done, and it had to have worked for somebody.
I know. I actually, in some ways, I envy those
or they're delusional.
Those guys or gals who like shoot way out of their league. Because they took a chance that I wouldn't be, you know, like the idea of the rejection is too high to like for the reach. That's why, like I said, like if you're a 6, you're fucking with 4s to 8s at best.
Yeah,
you know, like. But when you see a 5 taking shots at fucking 10s, it's like that guy's got.
Maybe that's why I'm single, because I think I still take shots at like 8s and 10s, and I'm like, maybe that's why. Maybe.
No. Well, I mean, the question. I mean, you live in San Diego. It's a young town. I mean, are these girls too young? Because San Diego's got some hot chicks over 30. I mean, that's one thing I'll say about Southern California. This, unlike even compared to New York, it's much more acceptable to be older and single here than anywhere else on fucking earth.
Yeah.
Like, it is not uncommon for you to be 45,
100%.
No wife, no kids, man or woman. I mean, there's a lot of 45-year-old gals around.
And then there's a lot that are like, I'm definitely not getting married young. So it's like, it's definitely more acceptable.
Yeah. And because we live in the desert, they keep well. You know, they're not weathered like the
sun,
girls back
they're
east.
working out, the sun all the time. There's a lot of work. Fitness is a big part of it.
Yeah.
Because you can be outside all day. Like, it's hard to be on their fitness game when it's freezing. Like, you know, I was just in New Jersey. It was 12 degrees. Like, there's no way I would have gone to work out.
Also, like, at any given day, you can go to the beach, so you don't want to show up fat. So you know, there's no off season. Like back east, you know, I'd put on fucking 15 pounds in winter because who gives a shit?
Yeah, you're like,
I'm
not going to see anybody.
I'll lose it by June
6
when the sun
months.
comes back. But now the fucking sun's always out. You can't slide too hard in LA.
Yeah, it's different out here. You could be outside. I mean, it's sunny right now. It's beautiful out there.
I know. So are you dating them?
I'm not, man. I'm in a slump. I'm like the California drought right now, dude. Just like, what is going on? I don't know. My standards are too high.
Why not? I think you're a good-looking guy.
Thank you, man. I'm very
funny.
Thank you. I'm very
bit
bad
of a dick, which women like.
I
you know what I'm
guess.
saying?
I don't know.
Women, chicks dig that.
I'm bad at the approach.
Really?
Like, I'll never walk up to a girl at a bar and just hit on her.
Now, when you were
no way.
in your high school, college prime, would you do that back then?
Well, no, but it was easier because I was playing sports and they would reach out to me.
Right? Isn't that the thing? Back in the day, dude, like when you're in school or even when you started your job, you could hit on your coworkers when I started working.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like that was more than acceptable.
Well,
like if you didn't meet your wife in college or in high school, you were going to meet her at your job. Now if you hey, you want to grab coffee after work? They're like, get the fucking HR is going to be in your office in 5 minutes reading to the riot act.
Yeah, and I was always in the restaurant business, so it's like everybody hooks up with each other anyway, you know. So
you must have had a good run. You just got tired of that?
Well, no, it's just I'm not in those situations. Like, so it's kind of weird. This is gonna sound, I'm not bragging whatsoever, but like when I was in high school and college, I was playing football. So girls would hit on me, so I didn't have to approach them. And then I was also cheerleading, so girls would hit on me. And then I went into the restaurant business, and I was a bartender.
And they're all talking to you.
And then
the guy with the
girls will either hit on you, or when you're bartending, it's easy. You just buy them a drink.
Yeah,
and
you're
it's
control.
done.
You're control of the fun.
So
you have all the liquor. And, you know.
So it's like that's how I had it the whole time. So now to be like not in any of that world, and you got to go out and then I don't know what to send as a DM. Like,
wait, girls aren't throwing their panties at you on stage?
No, I'm not that kind. I'm talking about my nephews, dude. I'm not that kind of calm. I'm not the throw your panties at this guy.
Well, you know my act. They're doing the opposite.
They're like,
you're a nice guy. They're not throwing their panties. I'm the biggest jerk on earth. They're like, fuck
dude.
This loser. I'm not getting near.
They're like, do you have that extra pair of panties? I'm gonna put them on. Yeah, no, so it's just you get bad at the and then when you haven't done it in a while, and then it's a social media game, and it's like that's where the law of like just sending out a bunch of messages might work, but it's like that's just not my style.
But that's how you flirt in this day and age, man. It's you follow each other on Instagram and you like 2 or 3 of each other's recent posts. Then you know, like, oh, all right, they're sending me the signal. If I drop in their DMs, they're not going to fucking blow me out of the water.
That's what I thought. But then I sent this girl a nice message. I sent her a DM. I said, hey, do you want to go get drinks sometime? And then she deleted her Instagram, dude. bro, she didn't just block me. She deleted. I had my friend that was friends with her. I go, dude, can you see her Instagram?
Yeah,
and he goes, no, dude, it's gone. Talk about that I'll never do it again. I'll never hit on a girl again, dude. She deleted it.
I love that you checked. Hey, man, did she just block me?
Yeah,
or
because I was like, she probably just blocked me. She doesn't want to talk.
You want to know?
My buddy who was friends with her, he's like, no, dude, it's gone. Like, what? Talk about it, give you freaking a complex, dude. I delete girls on Instagram, dude. That's what happens when I ask them out. That is so embarrassing. I was so embarrassed. I was like, I think she's like reinstalled it since.
Yeah, she's come back up.
I'll be like, hey, I noticed that you haven't been on in a while. Like,
I noticed you haven't been on since 2019.
Dude, I haven't told that story, but that's just
fantastic.
Like, oh man.
Anyone who thinks they're shadow banned has just been DM'd by Josh.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. It's just like, oh no, just blocked.
No, but
she could have blocked me.
She could have just not deleted it, just blocked you.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought she blocked me.
She was afraid you'd find her.
She blocked everybody. She just got off Instagram.
She was afraid you'd track her down on LinkedIn or something, so you just got rid of her
I'm just going to not
presence.
be on social media for a couple months. That's what she did.
Maybe she was trying to not make it personal to you, so she was looking out for your spirit.
Guess
really.
what?
That actually was kind of nice, yeah.
Guess what? It was about as personal as it gets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Would you just delete your Instagram the day after I ask you out?
He's still obviously bothered. He told the story here.
Oh, dude, I'm still like kind of shaken by it. I was like, dude, she deleted it. She could have just blocked me.
Is that the worst rejection you've ever taken?
Slide in for message too.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's the thing about chicks, man. They actually are. They're pretty good about letting you down nice. I mean, so after I got out of my
but they could be way better.
And everybody's got a price fashion. How much would it take for you to slide back in her DMs and ask her out again?
Oh, I mean, that'd be cheap. She'll just delete her Instagram again.
You should do it for the bit.
Yeah.
Oh my God! If she deleted it a second time,
I noticed.
That would be.
Oh my God! I said, hey, I noticed you're back.
Dude, do it for the bit.
I've been waiting years to send you. Notice you're back.
I might notice you're back. Hey,
female comics would do it for the bit.
I know.
They date real weird.
Then I'll be on one of those things. Look at this guy. He re-hit on me. I deleted my Instagram. Oh. I don't think she's.
Yeah, you're gonna be on a Reddit fucking thread.
Yeah. You said girls are like good at like letting them down.
They are. Well, because in my experience, so like after I got out of my my marriage or whatever years ago, 10 years ago now. Oh shit, almost 12.
That's crazy to me that you were married.
Yeah, it's crazy to me too. I went. Tinder just come out, but I was like, I got to go old school and learn how to talk to women in person again. So I would go to a bar. And I just started out by sitting at a bar and just have dinner by myself at the bar, talk to my local haunts. But after a while, I started talking to more women and started approaching women in the street and all that. And even approaching a woman straight up cold on the street, most of the time they won't like,
that's terrible.
Ugh, get away from me. They won't say that.
So terrifying.
The worst you'll typically get is, oh, sorry, I'm seeing somebody. Oh, no thanks, I'm not interested. They're pretty kind about it.
More than fair.
Yeah,
beautiful way to do it.
And in the first 2 years after I got single, I probably hit on fucking 1,000 women. I mean, it was like I made a point like every night I'm going to hit on 2 chicks.
That's insane to me.
And I just once did a woman just go no and turn away and walk away from me.
Like,
I was like, oof, that one hurts.
Like, gross.
Usually, like sorry,
Jesus.
they'll lie to you or like,
Yeah.
I'm not interested or I can't. But just once did a woman just fucking up down me and go, ugh, and walk away.
Well, that's
1 out of 1,000. That's not bad.
That's not bad. Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, ladies could let you down so easy. Like, I've been told a couple times, like, no, I'm dating someone. No,
you know it's a lie, but you take it.
And then you're done. You leave it.
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy for you ladies just to be like, hey, you want to go out? You're like, no, I'm seeing someone. And most of us will never ask again. There's going to be psychos that keep asking.
Yeah. But
it's like the easiest. And I'm not going to follow up and check to see if you really are.
Yeah. Did you change your mind? Yeah.
And
I don't want her to. I want her to like me immediately or not.
Yeah. Like, I had this girl out. I was like, hey, I think you're really pretty. You want to come to my comedy show? I'd love to take you out for drinks. And she's like, oh, I'm seeing somebody. I was like, done.
Yeah.
And it was like the nicest way. And I was like, all right. And then you go, well, it's not me.
Yeah.
You know, in your mind, you go, it's not me. She's not rejecting
it's not,
me.
It's not a rejection.
She's
of
got
person.
somebody else.
Makes you respect them a little more too. It's like, oh, you're loyal to the people that you go out with.
Yeah,
100%.
Maybe I'll catch you
Yeah.
when that fucks up.
Maybe I'll just wait.
Yeah, I'll lurk in the bushes of your apartment. Yeah.
I'll just wait.
Let me
for
walk you to your car. Like, no.
I'll be back when you're back on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Have you ever had like a? And this is, I'm sure this happened to you because it's weird. It's weird that women even bother to do this, but like where a woman who you're out of her league, but she's in your DMs.
Yeah.
Isn't that strange?
Yeah.
And
Well,
some
I
of those
haven't-
women are aggressive. That's the thing about women. Like when women want to get aggressive, they get real aggressive.
See, and then those are the ones I end up dating for months. I'm telling you, dude. Every girl I've ever dated, like, it's
Is it
hit
against
on
your
me
will?
real
Is it
hard.
against your will?
No, it's just they've hit on me so hard. That's why I actually do well with East Coast girls because they're very
they're
forward.
very
They're very to
aggressive,
the
yeah.
point.
What are we doing here?
They say what they want, and I'm like, I love this girl. She has asked me out. You know, it's like it's just the way it is. I haven't had a lot of people slide in my DMs, but I have been hit on a girl that's like way out of my league, and we've gone. I don't get this. This doesn't make sense. You know?
Yeah, you think is this a bet?
You're like,
you know?
what's going on? Yeah, is this a prank show?
Yeah, is this a podcast?
Where's
are they
Ashton
doing
Kutcher?
how much to fuck Josh Nelson?
Is this one of those social experiences? What is going on? Yeah, dude.
And
She's
older
like
women, you know, after
$10,000.
shows, older women are aggressive. You know, even women older than us, like a 55, 6-year-old woman.
Yeah.
You know,
They know what they want.
She's living on the fat alimony payments from her rich third husband, and they're just grabbing you after shows. Like, hey man, if I touched a woman the way you touched me, I'd be in jail.
Yeah.
Can you not grab my balls at this meet and greet line? Like,
Yeah, too funny. Yeah, man. I don't get a lot of hit into my DMs. Like, it's weird. I mean, the most I get people in my DMs are asking about Jeff. Like, that's my. Hey, introduce me to your friend Jeff. I'm like, come on, we're not gonna do this every time.
what level of disrespect? Could you imagine if you did that to a chick? It's like, hey, your girlfriend's really hot.
I know. I've
They
wanted
would-
to. I've wanted to before,
Oh,
but
dude.
yeah, I never do it.
No, I've done that out of spite. It's fun. It really sends women into a tizzy.
That's funny.
It's a good one.
I got a funny story with you. Can you edit anything if you don't like us,
yeah,
or
sure.
you go no matter what? All right.
Sure.
So we were in Arizona at
no.
the weekend we were there. No, it wasn't that bad.
Well, the last time I was there, I got myself banned for 2 years.
Oh no, okay. Well, no, I don't. It might have been that weekend. I don't know. But we were in Arizona and we were hanging out with these girls after we did a show. I was at this little bar, and I was talking to this girl, and the next thing you came up and just gave her like an ass slap, like a good game. And the next thing you know, like you walked away, and I was over there like, I'm so sorry that he did that, like blah blah blah. And she goes, I kind of liked it, and I was like, Are you kidding me? I'm over here apologizing for you, and she liked what you
This
did.
This had to be years ago.
Oh no, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, there's no way.
No, this was like when I first met you. Like this was a long time ago.
Because I was gonna say because the last time I was there, we got so drunk, I lost all of my shit. And I haven't been back since before the pandemic.
No, this was a long. This is like when I think I first met you, dude. Like a long time ago.
Yeah. And also, and if it was in Arizona, obviously, you know, I'm dating someone from the club, I wouldn't behave like that.
No. Yeah, it was a long time ago. That's why I said, could you, if you needed to edit any of that out?
That's why I said. I was like, there's no way I would have done that.
It's like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. He's pretty crazy sometimes.
Well, that one trip we did, you guys were so funny. You guys went to a pool party all day.
Oh,
And
that
you
was
guys-
that was the one.
And I picked you up for the pool party before the show.
That was
Jersey Shore
2001.
Randy was out.
That was 2001, and
Yeah.
that was October 2001.
Yeah.
And I've been back since, but I haven't played CB Live since.
Yeah, no, it's so funny. Yeah, we went at you guys. It was like 2001. It was right after COVID because I was
at
doing
the height of Jeff's drinking before he got sober.
I was doing all COVID jokes, so that's what because I remember that. And it was like, hey, it took me forever to drive here in my mask. Like, it was so cheesy. So it was 2001. And we did, I remember I picked you and Jeff up because I was hanging out with some friends. And I picked you guys up. I met you at a pool party. And then I was like, oh, man, I can't believe I met these guys here.
We were hammered.
And then
we started drinking at 11. We were both sunburned to
and then
death.
you guys were fried because it was 114 degrees or something like that. And it was sunny and shit. Like, it was like, and then we got to the show and you guys both killed it. And I was like, I don't even know how these guys are saying their name
on
right.
autopilot.
Yeah. It wasn't the last trip. It was like 2001, right before COVID, dude. Or right during COVID. We were like the first show right after COVID.
I know. Well, I mean, that was.
It was like when clubs could. Oh, it was because all the chairs were all separated far apart, and they were only like let 100 people in.
Yeah, because I'd only done. We did a show in Indiana, a couple in Florida, Naples. You were there, I think. And then we did like one show in Ohio that whole year.
Yeah,
and that was like the first weekend where it was like, oh, we're all going, we're all back on the road
live.
doing a full weekend.
They couldn't even allow enough. All the staff was wearing masks. They couldn't allow enough. That was already like 4 years, like 3 years.
30 people in the green room. They got pissed at because Jeff's very giving. It's like, whatever you want. And there's a bunch of fucking freeloaders in the green room while he's on stage.
6 people.
They ran up like a $6,000 tab.
Yeah, the COVID times were weird, man. That was
so
crazy.
Weird. So weird. Yeah, especially for you. You're not a big vax guy.
I didn't.
Neither am I, dude. But I mean, dude, here's a question, right? Because you talk about doing stuff for money. I got the vaccine just so I could do comedy again. You could put. I would take a chance with fentanyl if it means I can go back to doing comedy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I took it. I didn't think twice about the fucking medical effects. I was like, whatever it takes for me to be doing what I love to do again.
To be honest,
I don't care. Like, I'll do it.
So the real reason I didn't is just because the way the whole thing kind of went down.
Yeah.
It was like everybody take the vax, and then it became everybody has to take the vax. And then it was like, well, I don't have anything to do. I'll wait. And then and it was like, I feel like I'm in decent shape. And then you're hearing the stories. But then it was like, then they would be like, oh, no, you could still get COVID.
Yeah, well, it was supposed to be you can't get COVID, then you get
the first thing.
you can't transmit it, but then you can still transmit it. I'm like, then why the fuck am I getting any of it?
Yeah.
Like, then, if it's the same as before.
And then the studies came out, and it was like, well, you're going to get it, but you're not going to get it as bad. And I was like, this shit's changing. Yeah. And it's like, the real reason I didn't get it, this is the 100% honest reason. I got a flu shot a year before, and I got so sick from the flu shot that I was like, I'm never getting another shot again. I know that's like what they tell you, it gets sick, but I got more sick from that flu shot than I'd ever gotten the flu.
It's totally possible.
So I was like, I'm not getting it.
Way.
I'm not getting it. And then the way they were like, you have to get it and mandating, that's when I was
never
like, I'm
liked
sorry,
that.
not going to do it.
I'm not good with fucking rules either. But
it's just weird. You're like, why are you forcing people to do it? That's what was weird to me. It just didn't add up in my head.
Well, dude, I took shit because I got it early because I wanted to go. It made it easier to travel.
Yeah.
And I had to hide that, like from these same people that like wanted you to get their vaccine. I had to hide the fact that I got it early because I jumped the line because I got it in like February.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had a buddy who owned a company and he made me employee for $1, an essential employee for $1, so I could use his company's number to go get it. And I had to hide that fact, like, oh, you shouldn't jump the line. I'm like, well, do you want me to get it or not?
Yeah.
Like, do I get it when I can or do I not get it? What the fuck?
Yeah.
How do I fucking please other people with my personal health? You know, it's a little weird. It's like a weird
100%.
thing.
Then they were giving out donuts to get people to get them.
Yeah, everything was so weird.
You're gonna lose a foot to diabetes, but get your COVID vaccine.
They were like, you're gonna get fired if you don't do it. You have to do it. We're gonna give out free donuts. And then they were just like, it doesn't stop you from getting COVID, but you just don't get it as bad. Well, someone's like, well, then what do you care if I get it? Then if I get it. And then also they were like, and then you got to get over and over and over again. And it was just like, I got to get boosters and boosters.
I don't have health insurance, dude.
So it's everything about it was just rubbed me wrong and it was shady. And then I did get COVID pretty bad.
Yeah, did you ever end up getting it?
I got COVID pretty bad for like 10 days.
No shit.
And I got cold sweats and night sweats. I only had a temperature for like 3 days, but it wasn't too bad. But the sweats were bad. And then because of the sweats, I got like a little bit of a pneumonia.
Oh, shit.
And they gave me, it was just a cough. And they gave me antibiotics. Within antibiotics, it was like fixed in 2 days.
Yeah.
And so I got it bad, but it wasn't anything where I was like, I'm dying.
To my knowledge, I never got it.
That's great.
Never got it. So I think it's a complete hoax.
I got a lot of friends that didn't get it.
I think it's bullshit. It didn't stop me.
What blood type are you? Do you have any idea?
A negative, I believe.
Okay, I don't know. Well, the reason I ask is,
what blood? What are you, a fucking doctor now?
There's some people. No, this is weird.
Josh Fauci Nelson.
What's this? There's like a special blood type. What's
AB?
Like? No,
AB's the rarest.
It's the O something.
O negative.
O negative.
O negative.
There's one of them that my brother is, and I've also talked to like 3 other people that none of them got it, and it's like I heard there was some kind of correlation between the O and the whole thing. But who knows? I don't know anything about it.
Well, that
was
my thing about the whole fucking thing. Everyone thought they had like this is the facts. I'm like, how do you have any? It's brand new. No one knows anything. We're all learning this real time.
And then also,
anyone who's like pretended they have fucking had the answer. That's what bugs me about to this day with any news media. It's like, well, these are the facts. To who? Like,
Yeah.
it's going on now. You can't have all of the facts,
And then you start
while it's
learning-
happening.
then
Like
you
you can
start
only
learning
you
it.
only get the facts after, like a post-mortem can tell you what actually happened. There's no way in real time you know what's going on.
And then you start learning there's like an agenda and the
Oh, yeah.
money, and then you're just like, come on, you can't trust any of that stuff.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, man, it was one of those things.
but you made it through.
I made it through.
Actually, you blew up too. You guys did all those fucking PB backyard shows, which were awesome.
Oh yeah, so we started a company because during the time
you
comedy
like
was
that little
illegal.
plug? You see that, Mike?
Yeah.
That's professional, right
During
there.
the time comedy, as you know, was absolutely illegal.
Oh my god.
But that was another thing. Like nothing made sense. You could like after a while they would be like, you can go to a park and watch a movie in the park. But if you put a comedian up there, it was automatically illegal. If you
Yeah.
put a musician up there, it was illegal.
I could go to Ralph's for a period of time, but I couldn't go hiking alone in the woods.
Yeah.
Because
Remember
they
they
close
were-
all the state parks. And I'm like, I'm alone in the wilderness.
Yeah, they were-
I think this is safer than Ralph's on Cahuenga.
They were filling
You know,
the beaches up. You're like, just none of it made sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
So yeah, so we started. We were doing shows in a backyard during COVID because all the comics were just going insane.
Oh, my God.
That was their livelihood. You couldn't get no
Yeah.
stage
And
time.
and if you did one fucking Zoom show, you wanted to hang yourself
The
in
Zoom
the kitchen.
shows were the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were so bad on all of our like self-esteems. So then we started this thing, and then we noticed people liked it, and we did a show at a park, just a pop-up show in a park.
Yeah.
We had 100 people show up, and then we started booking bigger headlines, and we had 200, 300 people. And so we were just doing this in the park, popping up, and it kind of started a whole company from it, where it's like, we'll do shows in parks. We'll do them at your house. We'll do them wherever. Right. Now they're all legal. But I was getting...
Now they're all legal.
I was
so
getting
we can charge less.
cease and assist letters from the city to
Oh,
stop.
you were?
And yeah, they were looking at my social media and telling me I needed to stop.
What'd
Yeah,
you do about that?
It was crazy.
I've never had the government come after me for anything but my taxes.
We just made sure everything was off social media and everything.
Oh, I made like a secret show. Like for real.
Yeah, like it was like message everybody. We did everything during Venmo. Like it was crazy though how they got. And then the rules just didn't make any sense. They're like, well, you could do a comic, but they have to be behind a screen and they could be on a mic. But you're like, what about the 100 people that are in the audience? Why is that okay?
Yeah, why are they allowed
if
to
you're
sit
drawing
next-
the
yeah.
line? Like, why are you drawing it? And I get the rules. The rules,
Because COVID knows there's a screen and they won't go past.
Yeah.
Like the virus knows.
they're like, oh, you can sit down in a restaurant, but none of it made common sense.
Yeah.
And then I get why they didn't want music artists because they didn't want people up and dancing and
Yeah.
making out and that stuff. But there's just one rule for everybody. Just didn't work.
Doesn't make it. Well, also the idea that we all have to stay home to save the people that were most worried. It's like, well, why don't they stay
Yeah, we
the
did
fuck
it all
home?
wrong. Like
you know
we
what I'm saying?
should-
Like,
yeah.
like if I'm okay putting my life at risk, and look, make no mistake, everybody, living is risk.
Yeah.
Every day that you wake up, you risk dying. That's just how it goes. You walk out of your house, a fucking bus could hit you. Do we ban buses? Of course not.
Yeah, no.
Like everything has some associated risk with it. So if there's a respiratory virus going around that kills 2% of people in their 40s, I'm going to take the chance. And if it kills 20% of people over 80-year-olds have to take
Yeah.
it differently. Like they should stay home. We shouldn't have to stay home because everybody else might get sick.
Yeah.
The people who might get sick, they should stay the fuck home.
Well,
You know,
if they would have done it that way, and I know it's hard because in hindsight everybody's panicking. If they would have just had everybody who was older or immunocompromised, if they would have just had them stay, and then we would have given all this money for them to stay
It would have
versus
been way more
give
better spent. Yeah.
all the money to everybody, then we wouldn't be in all the tough times and the
Yeah, I mean, we
debt
spent
and
$2
the
trillion
Yeah.
on top of the $4 trillion we spent
Yeah.
on two meaningless wars. I mean,
So
like,
I mean, shutting down the economy, like it's just the way they did it was just they just did everything
I feel
wrong.
bad. Who I feel really bad for are the kids, students.
Yeah, they made them
They
stop.
fucking ruined. Dude, it set them back 2 years.
I know.
They've done studies post.
They were masking the kids up. You're like, the kids need the kids had no consequences whatsoever. Like none of the kids really got sick at all.
No, and honestly, we lucked out with that because COVID could have killed half. It could have been much more.
Yeah, it could have been way worse.
Dangerous to children than
It was
to old
almost
people.
like it was genetically engineered to take out the old and the sick people.
You have to cull
but
the
that's
older.
conspiracy theory to think,
Yeah. Well, look, I'm all for killing the elderly. You know?
Oh no, I'm not. Don't say that.
Well, listen, no, I'm talking about myself personally. Look, do I want to be 95 in a wheelchair? No. I'll
Yeah.
take 75 good years while I'm, living on my own.
Yeah.
But if I'm on a fucking respirator for 10 years, just pull the plug.
Yeah.
Like I don't need those years. Those years aren't enjoyable for me.
No, I agree for a personal level. Yeah.
Yeah, on a personal level. But yeah, no, I agree. Well, that's the other thing too. They were like, the lab leak. Oh, we can't say it's that. Turns out it's most likely a lab leak.
I mean, it's crazy to think that like it's a real conspiracy thing to think that something like this could have been genetically made for population control. Like, it's crazy to think, if that's what you think, then you're crazy. But also, if you really think about it, is that insane of an idea?
No.
With all these people talking about how we have too many people and all this stuff. Like, it's not that insane to think that it could happen.
There are certain conspiracy theories, like every conspiracy theory has, I feel, it's like autism and gender. It's on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Nowadays, like, there's a spectrum for these things. Conspiracy theories, there's a spectrum. I feel like on the far end, where it's highly likely, you have a conspiracy theory like the JFK's assassination.
Yeah.
Nobody, I think, in this day and age, thinks it was Oswald by himself with a rifle in the fucking tower. Like, that was, everyone's like, there was a lot more going on. But then you have Jewish space lasers. We're like, well, that's highly unlikely. There's somewhere on that, and I think that has more validity. That has more validity than people think, because, like you said, people were talking about population control and all this. But my thing is, it's always follow the money.
100%.
And on this, and for this, the money was in the vaccine. So maybe they didn't want to kill everybody, but they certainly wanted to get everyone to take a mandatorily a government mandated vaccine that private companies get rich on. Yeah, that absolutely has legs.
I mean, yeah, because it's not. I mean, like you think it sounds insane that it was made up, but then you're like, so many people got rich, and also, like, we pretend everybody is just a good person out there. There's a lot of evil people that
fucked up people
want to make money, and they don't care who gets in their way.
Yeah.
So now that we talked about it, I'm going to sound like some fucking right-wing conspiracy theory nut.
No,
I'm like, the vaccine.
Don't worry. I had my buddy Dave Hahn in here, and he's a hardcore right guy, and we were talking about all sorts of crazy shit.
I don't believe the earth is flat. There we go, dude. Are we fine
Well,
now?
that's not a right-wing conspiracy. That's a dumb conspiracy theory.
By the way, I have a theory on why people believe in all the conspiracy theories.
Why is that?
And I could be totally wrong, but I think they believe in all of them just because they don't trust, like, the government, and I think it's more of like I don't believe anything that's been told to me because I don't trust the government and what they're telling me.
Yeah, I agree. It's a barometer on the level of trust in institutions in a society.
Yeah,
the fact that more people believe conspiracy theories shows a lack of trust in those institutions, and I agree.
Which isn't that crazy to not trust the government.
People used to trust Walter Cronkite. Now I don't trust anything Anderson Cooper or Sean Hannity says. Why would I?
Yeah.
Because they're incentivized to tell me what I want to hear, because that's how they get paid on advertising.
Exactly.
Dollars.
The advertising dollars changed media. What was that, like Clinton that passed that?
Yep.
Back in the day?
It was. That's the funny thing about a lot of the things that bother people that lean left are all sort of movements that start under Clinton. Increased jailing and putting nonviolent criminals in prison, Clinton's administration. The Internet Privacy Act, Clinton's administration. The Fairness in Media Act, Clinton's, like, all this stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of it goes back to his administration, where he just where he abolished some of these things that kept people's belief in and trust in institutions to just do mundane, normal tasks that weren't controversial before into things that are now controversial.
Yeah, I don't trust any of the government stuff. It's like they're just too big, and it's to run these things. It's like, you ever been to the DMV? It's like the worst run thing in the world. Well, and you're like, how do we trust the government? It's just too big. It's just too many people. It's
right
like
now, me and my
local. It should be all done locally. That's how I think.
Yeah, but even locally, it's fucked up. So right now, I was going to give you an example. Right now, me and my roommate are trying to get 2024 passes. Yeah, parking passes for West Hollywood. And to get them, you have to fill out all this paperwork, do all this shit online, and it's like, and he and I were just like, why can't it be like Amazon, where I want a parking pass, just rip me off and get to the checkout, like this, speed up the checkout process.
I know.
Like, when you buy stuff from retail, what they want conversion. They want you from being on the website to the buy screen as soon as possible. The government makes you go through 15 fucking things, and it's like, just overcharge me, charge me $200 for the parking pass. I know I'm getting ripped off, but let me just hit buy now and get the fucking thing.
Yeah. They're the only people who can ticket you or fine you for not having it, though. Where the people at the grocery store, if you don't buy that food, like, they need that.
I think that's how it is. They don't
want you to get it.
They're like, well, if he doesn't have a license, we can ticket him for not having a license. If he doesn't have the right permits, we could ticket. It's like a money making. They make it so hard that you don't want to go do it, so they can punish you and fine you for it later.
It's tax season right now. The government knows what they think. They know what they think we owe them. They don't tell you that number. They say, you guess.
I know.
And let me see if you get the right number, and if not, you're going to jail. It's like, what the fuck? Like, wait a minute. Just tell me what I owe you. Give me my fucking receipt. Give me my bill, and I'll pay the bill.
Yeah.
But instead, no, you guess what you owe us. And
I know.
And let's see if you can
Let's
guess
see
the
how
right number.
shady you're gonna get.
What gives you the
trying to make
confidence
you
that
cheat.
they do know, though?
I don't think they do.
I don't think they do either because they can't balance their own books.
That's a good point.
They just don't have
They're
enough people to
trillions
oversee
off
it.
on their own shit. They could never figure out my shit.
Yeah, it's
they
just
lost-
too big. It's
Dude,
just
they
How are you
lost
going to track
scale.
all my Venmo payments? Eat my dick.
Yeah.
I think they lost $40 billion. $40 billion in hard currency during the Iraq War. In actual fucking notes. They just lost track of it. How do you lose track? Dude, $40 billion is literally like 15 trucks full of money.
Well, you heard about the thing where Newsom gave like $2 billion in COVID funds to like people in jail and prisoners.
Oh, I
and
did.
stuff?
Yeah, Scott Peterson got
It's
like
like-
fucking $500,000 in
insane.
COVID funds.
Yeah.
We overpaid Ukraine on something and didn't realize
Yeah, it was like
it until
$40
later.
billion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
I'm
billion
sorry if those are the
levels.
people I don't trust.
Yeah, and how come no one's held accountable for that? Like, there's no person to like.
don't ever
who's the
audit.
head of the IRS? Why isn't he in
Yeah,
jail
I
for
know.
for losing funds?
And still, firing some guy that we don't know for $40 billion
Yeah,
doesn't
but-
equate either. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, Joe's gone.
Oops.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we got
Yeah.
rid of him.
But not even that. Yeah, he
get
should
the
be
money
he
back.
should be hung.
Get the money back.
Yeah, the money. Yeah, even if you hung him, it still doesn't get. Yeah,
still
figure
not-
it
still not
out.
quite-
You
still not
didn't
quite
just
fair.
send him a Venmo. You don't know if you get the money back, dude.
All right, let's get into a little news before we gotta
All
get
right,
out of
let's
here.
do it.
All right, this is great, and I select all these myself because obviously I don't give a shit about the real news. Amish family's horse and buggy stolen from a Walmart parking lot during a shopping trip. In Sturgis, Michigan, an Amish family's horse and buggy were stolen outside a Walmart while they were shopping. The family, unnamed in the report, because why would they name themselves? They're Amish, discovered their transportation missing around 5:30 p.m. on Saturday and they exited the store. Later that evening, authorities located the stolen horse and buggy and arrested a 31-year-old suspect at a nearby motel. The suspect faces charges of larceny and larceny of livestock and awaits arraignment at St. Joseph's County Jail. The horse was unharmed, and the family got their buggy returned. Now, how fucked up do you think the person was? They stole a horse and buggy. Because, also, how do you lock up a horse and buggy at a Walmart?
I mean, you think there's got to be a way.
Right? There's got to
But
be like,
they're
is there
Amish
like a
are,
bike
like,
chain or something?
Trusting everybody. They just probably roped it up.
Well, they just probably assume no one knows how to fucking steal how to
But why,
operate a buggy.
Why, the part why are they at Walmart? I didn't think they were allowed to shop at Walmart. I didn't think they could shop at
How
stores.
fucking Amish are they? They pulled
I
up to a
thought
Walmart.
they were like had to do everything on their own. I don't know much about the Amish, but I thought it was like self-sustaining. Why are they at Walmart, dude?
I know. Aren't
They're
they break-
cheating, man.
All right. Aren't they breaking their rules by
Guess
self-checkout?
what?
They're using electronics. Like,
Guess what? They'll never be allowed to go to Walmart again. Last time you went to Walmart, Jeb, you'd lost the horse.
lost the
Like they're
fucking
never,
horse.
they're never going to be allowed again. That's insane.
but what I found funny is there's a specific law about stealing livestock in
Yeah.
Michigan.
I mean, yeah.
That's got to be a 200-year-old
Yeah,
law.
that's from
when was the last time a
the
fucking
50s. They used to probably put their horse at a bar or whatever, and they're like, you can't steal it. Yeah, that's
How much
not-
fun would that be to drunk ride a horse though? Can you get a DUI on a horse?
I believe so.
I think
We
you
should
can-
ask Jeff.
I think you can get a DUI on it. Oh no, I think you get a DUI on everything.
Really? Oh,
You can a bike.
I don't know a bike, but the horse is a living animal. So the horse is not drunk.
Yeah.
The horse is doing what the horse wants.
I don't know.
I'm
That'd
just
be-
taking. What are you doing
It's
on top of that
different
horse?
state by state.
Officer, the horse is
It's-
taking me for a walk.
You have the.
It's different state by state. California, it is illegal, but I know a lady in Wisconsin who says you can in Wisconsin drive a drunk horse.
Well,
Or
is the
drive a
horse drunk or you drunk?
drive a drunk.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If the horse isn't drunk, how is it a DUI? I'm just going along for the ride. The horse is going where it wants,
Yeah,
officer.
there you go.
The horse is driving. I'm a passenger. This is my Uber. You know,
We
his
gotta
name is
find out.
Seabiscuit. His name is Seabiscuit.
We got to find out, man. Let's find.
singing
Let's
Country Road,
this
Take
to
Me
the-
Home.
Yeah,
Drunk horse.
take this to the streets. We got to get a horse. And
Can you imagine being a fucking rookie cop? You're like, I want to fucking bust pedophiles, murderers, and then your first call is somebody stole a horse. Like, oh fuck.
come on, man, I got to
Fuck
do this
me.
horse thing for real.
I got this.
He's like, I'm on the horse case at a motel too. The guy, I just
fucking
love.
Ace Ventura Pet
I just
Detective
love
on
the
the
guy.
horse case.
I just love the guy at the motel. He's like, I didn't take it.
Yeah, I just saw a horse pull up.
I didn't take the horse. Like, how do you think it got here? dude?
Everything got
That's hilarious.
the buggy.
The Amish.
I thought this was interesting, and this might be a little touchy. But a new survey found that 28% of Gen Z adults in the U.S. identify as LGBTQ. A new survey conducted by the Public Religion Research Institute found that 28% of Americans between the ages of 18 and 25 identify as gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, or queer. This number was 16% among millennials, 7% for Generation X, and 4% for baby boomers and the silent generation. Now, what's interesting to me is that curve between the different generations. Either 24% of baby boomers are lying, or 24% of Gen Z is full of shit. Because why would there be that kind of gap, right?
I mean, I don't know. It's either one, genetics, if it comes down to genetics, or two.
So you think they're breeding more gay kids?
It could be.
Or,
I mean,
or
they say
kids,
if it's not a choice,
yeah,
it could be a genetics thing. It could be also an acceptance thing now, where it's more accepted. And back in the baby boomer, it wasn't accepted. They lied about it, I don't know. I don't. That's a hard one because it's like it depends on what your belief or why people are gay is really to really dig into that.
Yeah, but even that. So I lean more towards the idea that if you're gay, and look, this whole spectrum thing, let's put that aside for a second. People who like the same sex sexually, I feel like that is something that is just innate in someone's personality.
Yeah.
Right. If I'm born a man and I'm sexually attracted to other men, I feel like that's more likely than not that's a proclivity in my DNA, right? But of course, all genes, it's whether or not it's what happened in your life and your genetics that allows for expression. But what I find interesting is goes back to your earlier point about the vaccine and just the way we live our lifestyle now. It might be that the way modern society is just producing more gay people.
It could
right?
be.
I mean, like our diets, who knows if this vaccine in 20 years' time is going to be fucking 50% gay people because of the vaccine. Like, who knows what you're putting in your body might trigger a gene to make you want to do something.
Or back when you could say that you were gay and all of those other times, it was an era of like, well, if you say you're gay, you can't have these jobs and you can't do this and you won't be trusted.
Yeah, but
you're not allowed to be an astronaut.
But they're asking baby boomers today who live today if they're gay or not, and they say no still. So either they're still lying because they're worried about the stigma, or like I was saying before, maybe the way the whatever we're eating in our food or whatever external stimuluses are out there are just making more people more likely to be non-heterosexual.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it kind of like stems to the belief of why you're gay. Like, because is it a genetics thing? Is it you don't have a choice?
Do you go more genetics or more choice? Would you say? And I don't think it's either or. But do you think it's more born with or more of a choice?
I think it's just more accepted now. So people are just kind of
expressing that. Also, I feel like the word.
But I don't also know, and this would probably be controversial. I don't know if there's a way to influence it. Like, I don't know if people can be influenced.
Yeah,
and it's
one way or the other.
One way or the other.
Yeah.
But the gay community would say it's not, and it's a choice. So that's where it's like a very
that's where the gay community and the trans community come into conflict, because the gay community says no, there are two genders, and I like the same gender, and trans people are like there is no gender.
Yeah,
you're whatever gender you want. And the gay guys are like, no, I'm gay, I like other men.
Yeah.
So there's a weird conflict.
I don't know enough about it. It's just it's really hard because
it's a little
like
nebulous.
But there's a lot more numbers, so it's got to be something.
Yeah, I mean that's a third of the population, man. I wonder if that's going to hold up over time too. If like these millennials or Gen Z who are 18 to 25 are going to grow up and be like, I was just in a weird spot in my life. I'm really this now.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's probably part of that.
It'll be interesting.
But also, I do think too the catch-all phrase there is queer, which you couldn't say when I was a kid, or else it was derogatory. But now they brought it back. It's the only it was like one
potential
slur that came back into. Yeah, it's now acceptable.
It was one, and then it wasn't one for 20 years,
and now it's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, it's
but
crazy.
That queer catch-all, it's like, well, what is it? How many of them are gay or bisexual? And then what's queer is everything else. So it's like, that seems like a catch-all phrase. It's like, right? It's not. It's kind of nebulous. Whereas I would want to know what the gay and lesbian population was in those groups.
Yeah.
Right. Because queer, it's like, I feel queer today. It's like, yeah, well, you're 19. Yeah. In 5 years you'll figure out which sex you like and go that route.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know. It's really hard to quantify.
Yeah. What would you? How would you feel if one of your kids came out?
I'd be fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you be more excited?
My sister's gay, so it's like
so is mine.
Dealt with it. Like it's like I've had all the emotions of it. It's just you love that person for
Yeah, see, that's
Whatever.
the thing. That's the
I'm
thing.
fine with all of it. The only thing is, I just wish we would not influence kids in any of it.
I agree with that.
Either way.
I agree with that. I think we talk about it too much. It's personal. It's like asking about people's salary.
I mean, it's the hot
It's
topic
personal,
right now.
It's
Yeah,
your personal sex life. Can you not?
yeah. Just
Can you fucking not?
I don't want to influence kids in any shape or form to do anything. So that's my only thing with that whole stuff.
No influencing.
Yeah,
kids.
no, I'd be fine if my kid came out completely supportive.
Okay. Would you be more excited if your daughter was a lesbian or if your son was homosexual?
I mean, probably the daughter would be a lesbian, I'm sure.
Yeah, because you work. Isn't that
But
funny?
I don't think. I
Isn't
don't
that
know
funny?
if-
We're all.
I don't know if excited is the word.
No, well, my point about that is we're all anti-guy.
Yeah, just because it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense to us. That part doesn't click in my brain. I don't
No,
get it.
we all think dating men is worse than dating women. It's like, yeah, I hope my son dates women, and I hope my daughter dates
Yeah,
women.
because
You're
it's
like,
us as dudes, we don't like the penis. That's the part, We don't get
That's
that
the part we
much.
don't like.
Yeah,
the wiener.
the wiener part.
The wiener part. All right, here's the last one.
Really fucking hit
When
me.
you're old, who do you think's gonna cook better for you, Randy?
Me.
Your-
Women don't cook anymore, dude. I'm every girl. The last fucking 5 girls I dated, I've been the better cook.
I was gonna say your gay son-in-law or your lesbian daughter-in-law.
Gay guys. I mean, gay guys know how to live.
So
they
you might
cook
be
well?
thinking wrong.
Oh, gay guys cook well. They eat well. They fucking dress well. They work out.
But
they
you
decorate
want,
well.
But you want the gay daughter.
I mean, I don't want any children. But if I had to, I would
no
want
children.
But if I had to,
that's his way out.
But if
of
I
that.
had to, I'd rather have a gay son because I know he's getting a lot of action. Gay guys fuck a ton, dude.
Yeah.
You want your son to be out
I
there
don't know, man. I
knocking
haven't
them
thought
down.
about it. I haven't thought which one I'd prefer.
I think I'd be more upset if I found out my son was a bottom than if it was a gay.
That's where you're like,
unless he
That's
was
the most Randy part.
taking it.
unless he was a power bottom.
Such a dominant.
Unless he was a power bottom.
Such a dominant dude. He's like, you better be giving it. We ain't taking no shit in this
You're
household.
taking no shit.
No
All right,
pun
here's the
intended.
last one. Men need at least 2 guy nights a week in order to stay healthy. According to research from the University of Oxford, socializing over drinks with friends is not just enjoyable for men, but also beneficial for their overall well-being. The university psychologist Robin Dubner suggests that men need to meet up with friends at least twice a week for optimal health benefits. Dubner emphasizes that various activities from team sports to casual gatherings contribute to forming strong bonds, and maintaining such friendships help reduce depression related to financial concerns, job insecurity, promotions, relationships, etc.
Yeah.
So
great.
2 nights a week.
Great.
I feel like, will women ever give men 2 nights a week alone? Like, if you have a wife, there's no fucking way she's giving you 2 nights a week out with the boys.
I mean, there's ways to do it. You do a softball night. There's.
Oh, Josh got the angles.
Yeah. I'm also single, so I can go out anytime I want by myself.
That's why you're happy?
Yeah, and then comedy. If you do comedy, you're with
Yeah.
boys every night. You know,
Yeah.
like you're with the crew, or you're with somebody, or
And
this
some unfunny
community.
women. But,
Yeah, it's just one of those things where this is like that's how dudes are. That's their therapy.
isn't
That's,
it really is, though. Just like
yeah,
breaking
we
each
don't
other's
even
down.
talk about shit, but we just know we could if we need to, and that's you know.
Being silently miserable together, I think, is what it's about.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we all know the heartache of it is being a man. Like, no, you're not allowed to complain, even amongst other men.
Yeah.
Like, boys hanging out, we're not allowed to complain about our lives to each other. We just get to be mean to each other.
Yeah.
Instead of being mean to our loved ones, you be mean to your friend and you make a joke about it and you laugh it off and you kind of move on.
And then
It's
it's
important.
just the community that you need. You're
Yeah.
like, I just want this community of dudes. And like you said, most of your friends, if you're friends, you could tell them whatever. It rubs right off. You can rip on them, you know? So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, 2 nights a week doesn't seem that tough.
Well, dude, for lay people, for guys like you and I mean, our whole lives we're fucking Peter Pan. We're wrapped around, an impossible dream with our goofy ass
Softball
friends.
night and football Sunday.
Yeah,
It's pretty
exactly.
easy.
I mean, it's not. You could go watch the games
Yeah,
with
I
the
go
boys.
strip club 2 nights a week.
Yeah, you could do that. Like that one might tell the wife might
Me
be
and the
tough.
whores. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, I mean, I'm seeing my boys like 4 nights a week
Oh,
right
easily,
now. So
easily.
So it's I'm
Yeah, if
I'm
any-
very healthy.
Yeah, if
The
anything,
shit I do with them isn't, but I'm very healthy.
exactly. Yeah, if anything, I give my missus 2 nights a week.
Yeah.
The
I
other way
also
around.
think that's probably good for girls to see
It should
their
be.
girlfriends also.
It should be. I'm a firm believer in that too, Josh. Man, like you have, if you're in a relationship, you both have to have separate lives because what the fuck are you going to talk about when you get together?
Yeah.
That's what keeps the shit fresh. Like I want to go do something have an interest that doesn't involve me.
100%.
Right, and the guys should have the same. So when you guys come together, like, oh, what have you been up to? You get excited to share something.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it doesn't get stale.
For sure. We solved the world's problems.
We solved them all. We went from COVID to relationships.
Yeah, we did it all.
Yeah, we did it all. To China falling off the map.
Yeah.
Where can the people find you?
That's funny. Josh Nelson Comedy. It's pretty much everything. I have a special out on YouTube called Living the Dream. Very stoked with how that's turned out. And also, Everybody's Got a Price, which we already talked about.
Everybody's got a price, guys.
Yeah.
Old Jeff Dye.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for doing this, brother.
Dude, that was fun, man.
Always. All right, guys. Rate, review, subscribe. Follow us at Ready Simple Podcast, at Randy Valero. You know the deal, guys.
Yeah.
Love you. See you next week. Peace.